Money, all you must discover about it. What does it mean when you say money? Many of you don't exactly know what money is or how to manage it. Well, it's time to uncover all the secrets, tips, and tricks that will help you master the art of managing your finances. This video could help you with everything from learning the fascinating world of investing and the stock market to comprehending the psychology underlying our financial decisions. Let's get into it. Explanation. Our generation, our parents' income, and our values are just a few of the unique factors that influence our financial DNA. It's intriguing to see how these encounters impact our perspectives on money. Let's consider the stock market and inflation. During their formative years, people born in 1970 experienced a tremendous tenfold gain in the S&P 500. This pleasant experience frequently leads to a more optimistic perspective of the stock market and a stronger desire to invest. Those born in 1950, on the other hand, witnessed the stock market remain stagnant during their youth, resulting in a more cautious approach to investment. Our financial experiences are actually distinct and impacted by our various origins. Let's dig further into this intriguing topic and learn more about our financial DNA together. Our early years have a significant influence on our attitudes regarding inflation and financial decision-making. It's fascinating to observe how different levels of inflation have shaped various generations. Those born in the 1960s who experienced significant inflation are more pessimistic, and those born in the 1990s who had limited exposure are less concerned. And guess what? Our early experiences with the stock market and inflation also influence how we approach investments. It all comes down to the mental models we form depending on the information we have at our disposal, as well as the influence of our parents and life experiences. Morgan Housel really hit the nail on the head when he said, "People do some crazy things with money, but that doesn't mean anyone is insane. It's all about our individual worldviews and how they shape our financial decisions." There's no one-size-fits-all approach, so none of us can be considered irrational. Isn't it fascinating how our personal narratives intertwine with our financial choices? Let's keep exploring this captivating topic together. The fact that $81.5 billion of Warren Buffett's $84.5 billion fortune was accumulated after his mid-60s is simply astounding. It's not only about being a good investor. Buffett began practicing as a child. Consider investing $1,000 at 8% interest. Your initial $80 gain accumulates, and the compounding effect continues to grow. Compounding's paradoxical nature may startle us, but it's a tremendous tool for generating more money over time. Buffett, who began investing at the age of 10, had $1 million net worth by the age of 30. Consider a hypothetical scenario in which he splurged on vacation and expensive automobiles in his 20s. His net worth at 60 would be $11.9 million, or 99.9% less than his current $84.5 billion. Buffett's financial success is a result of the solid foundation he established early on and his unwavering devotion to investment. Warren Buffett's financial ability is well known, but his true key to success is time and the power of compounding. Here's an intriguing twist. Even though Buffett is the wealthiest investor, his average returns aren't the highest. Jim Simons, a hedge fund manager, has outperformed Buffett with an astounding 66% yearly compounding rate since 1988. Nonetheless, Simons' net worth is 75% lower. But why is that? Simons didn't achieve his stride as an investor until he was 50, giving him less time to compound than Buffett. If he could go back in time, his net worth today would be a mind-boggling $63.9 trillion. This demonstrates the amazing power of compounding and reminds us not to overlook its importance. Despite its paradoxical nature, the benefits of compounding should never be ignored. Despite the fact that things have largely improved over the years, our natural inclination is toward pessimism when it comes to money. Why are you so pessimistic? Because excellent things take time, and money is important to everyone. The immediacy of poor economic news, such as a 40% stock market loss in 6 months, typically fuels pessimism, whereas the gradual nature of a 140% gain over 6 years may go unnoticed. We are programmed to notice sudden losses rather than sustained advances, despite the fact that the latter is more common. Overnight calamities attract headlines in the financial world, but few recognize the steady miracles of progress. such as the 500,000 lives saved each year by medical advances. The main point is that pragmatism does not necessitate pessimism. Yeah, it's true. In the face of failures, it's critical to keep faith that favorable outcomes will eventually come our way. When confronted with news of stock market collapses and financial difficulties, keep in mind that things normally improve with time. The story of Bill Gates and Microsoft's roots at Lakeside, the only high school in 1968 with access to an advanced computer, is an intriguing illustration of unusual possibilities and hazards. Out of 300 million high school-aged people, Gates and his classmate Paul Allen had a 1 in a million chance to determine the future of technology. However, there is an unwritten part to this story. A forgotten member, Kent Evans, who is equally clever and visionary. Unfortunately, he was killed in a rare mountaineering mishap. This story emphasizes the tight relationship between chance and danger, which shapes the direction of our lives like wind and waves guide a sailboat. Recognizing that success is a combination of aptitude and luck develops humility in financial decision-making. Furthermore, according to Housel, the pursuit of happiness isn't always linked to being wealthier. True happiness comes from being able to do what you want, when you want, with whoever you want, and for as long as you want. This calls into question the widely held belief that material riches equal happiness, prompting us to reassess the sacrifices made in pursuit of financial success. It's not just about the size of our salary or the prestige of our career. Studies show that having control over our lives is a much better predictor of well-being. It's all about valuing and managing our time because time is the most valuable thing we have. Money can't buy happiness if we don't have control over our time. And speaking of investing, let me tell you a fascinating story about Heinz Berggruen, an art dealer who understood the power of the long-tail concept. He amassed a huge art collection, patiently waiting for a few pieces to become highly valuable, even if most of them weren't. This concept applies to other areas too, like venture capital. A few successful outliers can make up for many failures. Take Amazon as an example. Just 2 tail events, Amazon Prime and Amazon Web Services, have driven most of its success, outweighing the less successful ventures. It's all about understanding and leveraging the power of these tail events in our financial endeavors. Isn't it amazing how these concepts apply to different aspects of life and business? Let's keep exploring and learning together. Oh, absolutely. Jeff Bezos, the mastermind behind Amazon, knows a thing or two about embracing failure. After the Amazon Fire Phone didn't quite hit the mark, he didn't apologize. Instead, he boldly stated that even bigger failures were in the works. He understands that making mistakes is totally acceptable if it leads to those 1% of tail event products that drive massive success. It's like a comedian testing out jokes before their big Netflix special. They have to sift through a sea of failures to find those hidden gems that will make everyone laugh their socks off. And you know what? The same concept applies to investing. Long tails are everywhere, but we tend to overlook them and overreact when things go wrong. But here's the thing. Recognizing that these tail events drive everything in business, investing, and finance can help us navigate failures and setbacks with confidence. Let's take Warren Buffett, for example. Out of nearly 500 stock picks, he made the majority of his money from just 10 of them. It's all about understanding the difference between being rich and being wealthy. True wealth goes beyond financial abundance. It's about having control over your time and enjoying the fruits of your labor. So, let's embrace failure, navigate those long tails, and seek true wealth on our unpredictable journey of business and investing. Wealth is more than flashy displays of wealth. It is the financial assets you have accumulated but have yet to spend. Many people who appear to be wealthy are living beyond their means, relying on debt to fund their expensive lifestyles. True prosperity is characterized by self-control and restraint. Saying no to superfluous expenses such as luxury products benefits overall financial well-being. Appearances can be deceiving, and the true key to prosperity lies behind closed doors. Saving, investing, and avoiding wasteful spending are the foundations of true wealth. Instead of measuring riches by worldly goods, recognize that self-control, temperance, and long-term financial planning are the true signs of success. Investing in the stock market is similar to climbing a mountain in that it involves uncertainty and risk, and seeking to avoid them is equivalent to attempting to steal a car. People frequently believe that they can obtain something for nothing in the stock market, but successful investing has a cost, accepting volatility, worry, and danger. Recognizing and accepting this cost is critical to long-term financial success, and knowing when enough is essential for financial success. The notion of hedonic adaptation, often known as the hedonic treadmill, emphasizes the risk of constantly shifting the goalpost forward. Even ultra-wealthy individuals such as Bernie Madoff and Gupta were victims of this treadmill, highlighting the need to recognize when you have earned enough to avoid financial problems. It's important to recognize when wealth and success are sufficient. Because here's the thing, chasing endless wealth without knowing when to stop is like climbing an endless ladder. No matter how high you climb, there's always another step to reach for. It can become an all-consuming journey that may leave you feeling unfulfilled and lacking happiness. Outro. It's about enjoying the journey and appreciating what we have while striving for our goals. So, my friend, let's make sure we're not just chasing money for the sake of it, but rather building a life that brings us true happiness and fulfillment. That's it for today's video. If you like this video, make sure to like our video and hit the subscribe button.